What's up, everyone? This is going to be a really abbreviated version of the Dog Check post-game show. Once again, I am Matt, and joining me, as always, is Sean.
What's up, guys?
It's not a good day. Not a good day. You got one of the things you needed to happen, and you just secured the Baltimore Ravens a playoff spot.
Yep.
I just wish the Dolphins could have done what they needed, or the Ravens could have done, or excuse me, Raiders could have done what they needed to do yesterday and make this a lot easier for us. Because now you risk the chance of missing out on the playoffs completely.
Yeah.
Because is Pittsburgh in the position where they can just say fuck it and sit someone?
Yeah, they are actually
next week. Yes,
they
so
are.
You might be able to pull it off there.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna catch the Chiefs. So there's the Chiefs already have secured today that they'll have a first round that they'll have a home field advantage all the way through and a bye. So at that point, it just doesn't matter for the Steelers. They can't really get any better positioning, if that makes sense at this point. So
here's the only way it does matter. They need to get on the same page.
Well, I think a big part of it was, I mean, we were already bad at linebacker, and then we lost arguably our best linebacker.
No, I was talking about the Steelers right now.
Oh, the Steelers, sorry.
Offensively, the reason why they wouldn't sit anyone is they need to get on the same page.
Gotcha. Well, they're not going to get on the same page.
Yeah, I'm just saying they need those reps, and that would be the only reason they wouldn't sit starters.
You don't risk injury the week before the playoffs in order to get reps to get it.
And I agree with that.
You don't do that.
That's why I think they will sit someone. But I'm just saying that
they'll probably sit Ben Roethlisberger, because he's already been gimpy. So they'll probably with nothing on the line, they'll probably sit him.
Yeah.
I know that I mean, it's just true. If you got nothing on the line and your quarterback's already gimpy, you're going to give him a week off.
Yeah.
So they probably are going to sit Ben Roethlisberger, I would imagine. And we'll end up playing. What is it? Is it Duck Hodges or is it Mason Rudolph? Is it Mason Rudolph? Mason Rudolph. I wonder if his head is healed yet from last. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's a situation where I still think that most likely we end up in the playoffs. I think we beat the Steelers next week, but it's just,
you gotta hope those wide receivers don't catch COVID over the next few days.
Yeah, you better hope they don't test positive. I mean, that was just ridiculous, and all this shit came down yesterday. It was just like, God damn it.
Well, here's my thing. I read in the therapy pool. Normally, therapy pools are like a hot tub, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Chlorine and chemicals in pools and whatnot. That's why they said pools were safe this summer. It could help kill COVID. So if you're in a therapy pool, why is that close contact?
Well, because you're actually physically close to them.
I know. I'm just
breathing each other's air.
It's so fucking frustrating. Why are your four starting, or not starting, but your top four receivers in a therapy pool with a defensive back,
linebacker,
defensive back, linebacker, same difference to me. They're both backs.
Fair enough. I have no idea. I don't know why they're sharing those facilities at all.
Right.
Those are facilities.
Those should be one.
Yep. It's poor. So it was a poor social distancing decision on their behalf. They shouldn't have had them in there with him in the first place. They should have all been in there separately. And it should have been clean between. I mean, fuck. It's just ridiculous. I Baker couldn't really get a Baker actually played well.
Baker played well for the circumstances, yes.
No, I mean he played well in general, not just for the circumstances. He played well in general.
The reason I can't say in general is those 3 fumbles, 2.
If you get hit that many times as a quarterback, you're going to fumble at least once.
Yes.
I mean, fuck. Quarterbacks aren't supposed to get hit that many times, and he was playing with two new offensive tackles, neither of which are any good.
No, it was a guard and a tackle.
Guard and a tackle. Okay. Well, neither of which were any good.
And that's what I was about to get into. We say this is going to be abbreviated because we're just going to air our grievances out, which we already did with COVID, and now the other big grievances.
Yeah.
Nick Harris got steamrolled by
over and over again
by third stringers.
Yeah, he's bad.
Looked great last week.
That's because he was the only vulnerability last week.
Yeah.
When they couldn't hide him this week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're the only vulnerability, you can be protected sort of. We can hide you. You know what I mean? When you're not the only vulnerability, we can't hide you. You know, that's just the way it works. So yeah. It sucks, but I mean, our offensive line is going to be fine. Let's get this straight, guys. This was never going to be the year the Browns won the Super Bowl. That wasn't going to be this year.
You're right.
Too many problems in the defensive backfield. If we don't make the playoffs, it's not going to be the end of the world this year. We'll have everybody back and healthy with presumably a normal offseason next year. I think we have our coach settled. I think
quarterback is settled.
I think our quarterback is settled. I think our wide receiving core is still going to be one of the best in the league.
Without OBJ going
even without OBJ. Yeah.
Because Donovan Peoples-Jones has looked like that wide receiver that Harbaugh was hoping he was getting.
Yep. He can take the lid off. And that's all you need, right? That's the thing. Like, people go, "Oh, Odell Beckham Jr. is a complete game breaker." Well, he is, but and at his core, all he really is giving you is he takes the lid off the defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's better at it than anyone else. Or just about anyone else, other than he's better at it. He's better than than anybody not named DeAndre Hopkins. D Hop takes the lid off better than Beckham, but that's about it, really. But that being said, you don't have to have someone that's the best at taking the lid off. You just have to have someone to do it, right? You have to have a field stretcher, even if you don't use them constantly. Your field stretcher doesn't have to be the best wideout you have either. You know what I mean?
Okay, I gotta take time out to comment Dustin Fox for this horrible take. Want to blame one person for this loss? Blame Kevin Stefanski. Baker Mayfield threw 53 times today without any of his starting receivers. Dustin.
Whoa, wait. Before you dig in on Dustin, I have to stop you because even though Baker played well, Dustin is still right.
He's right here. I'm not going to completely dig into Dustin. You'll see when I make my point.
Okay. I was going to say, because Dustin's right, man, at least partially.
Dustin, to a certain degree, you have a fair point. Here's the issue. Your opponent now knows that you're down these receivers.
Yep.
And as we saw early on in this game, they schemed to take down that run.
Yep.
So with that in mind, because I know we were watching the same game, it's not Kevin Stefanski's fault. He had to figure out how to change the game plan in about roughly 15 hours of time, and less than that because the team still got to sleep and everything, and you still have to now install that new game plan.
So I think that I tend to lean towards agreeing with Dustin more than you do. To me, you have two of the best 10 running backs in the whole league, right? You have like probably number one or number two, and then your second running back is probably like number 6 or 7 or 8, right? Can we qualify that as being true?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we agree that you have 2 top 10 running backs on the same team, if you're that talented at running back, and I mean, you're still missing 2 offensive linemen, right? But still, even with missing 2 offensive linemen, our line was better today than it was last year, right?
I think you could go either way on that one.
Let's just qualify. I mean, but let's just say if you're one of the best offensive best running attacks in the whole league, you should be able to line up and run it even if they know you're coming. It shouldn't matter that they know you're going to run it. You should be able to do it anyway.
See, but at the same time,
hold on. If you want to make your identity as a smash mouth running football team, which from what I understand the Browns do, every single week the defense is going to know you plan to run the ball, and you have to be able to do it anyway.
Here, I'm going to tell you the only reason I disagree with that statement. And okay. It's not this isn't Dustin, this isn't you. You're playing without what are arguably the 2 key pieces to that offensive line for this scheme. Look at how our run stats weren't as great when we initially lost Wyatt Teller the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
Jed and his blocking for run blocking has been great as well.
That's true.
You have to replace them with Kendall Lamb and the rookie Nick Harris.
That's fair.
So going into
that's fair, but yeah. Still,
I'm just
if you have the best running back in the league and you lose all your wide receivers, they know you're going to pound the rock, and you got to do it anyway. That's just how it is. That's circumstance. You lost all 4 of your top 4 wide receivers. You have to run the ball. You have to, especially because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, by all accounts, both in very good health at the moment, not dinged up, nothing, right? You have to bang away at them. Now, what I do wish we had seen, I wish we had seen some more jet sweeps. I wish we had seen some more screenplays.
The screens were successful when they used them.
Screens were successful. I wish we had leaned into that a little bit. Okay, so I mean, you could pick apart the play calling, but in the end, today we just didn't have the fucking horses.
Mm-mm.
That's what it kind of comes down to. And it's like you can go after Stefanski if you want to. If you're Dustin Fox, I understand it. The reality is that obviously Kevin Stefanski didn't feel like missing 2 of his most important offensive linemen, he was going to be able to line up and just bang away with them, knowing that was the intent. He didn't feel that confident that he would be able to be successful that way with the defense already knowing that was the intent. So that's what it comes down to and Stefanski knows his team better than we do, especially the rookies that we haven't seen on the field, like Lamb.
No, Lamb's not a rookie.
I'm sorry, Nick Harris. Nick Harris. We haven't seen Nick Harris much. But you know who has seen Nick Harris much? Stefanski. And he knows, like we found out today, that Nick Harris ain't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he knew that already. We didn't. So that's why I can't really get mad at Stefanski, because when you saw when we did run the ball, it wasn't successful either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't work either. So I can't really kill Stefanski when you see that running the ball was not efficient.
That's all I'm saying. That's mainly why I had my issue, because hell, final rushing stats. Chubb had 28,
On how many carries?
11.
11 carries. Okay. So that means he was averaging 2.8 yards per carry.
2.5 yards a carry.
He's at 28 yards. Oh, 11 carries.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, 2.5 yards per carry. 2.5 yards per carry is not, that doesn't get it done. And at one point he was like 8 carries for 6 yards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't get it done. It doesn't. So, I mean, I would have liked to have seen, since we were airing it out so much, I would have actually really liked to see some draw plays, which we didn't see any of. So there are little things there are little places where we can criticize the play calls.
Right.
Like a little bit. I mean, like I said, when you're down 2 touchdowns and you've thrown the ball 40 times, that makes the draw play live as fuck. Because you're lined up like you're going to run it. It's pass it. It's a passing situation, and you've shown pass happy tendencies. That makes the draw play super fucking live. It does.
Yep.
So I wish we would have seen some of that. But again, if your offensive line is really struggling, even that feels sketchy.
Yeah.
But I still wish we'd have tried it. You know, at least we would have known.
But yeah, those are really the only thoughts.
We didn't talk about the defense whatsoever.
Oh,
because you didn't want to talk about it. You didn't want to talk about that shit.
Talked about him enough. I've talked about him enough in group chats and Twitter today.
I'll fucking do
it
for you.
I will just say it. Outside of Denzel Ward
and Myles Garrett,
the front line
and Olivier Vernon.
The front line showed up. This is the secondary and the linebackers. Outside of Denzel Ward in that back seven.
Yeah. Ooh.
Is bad.
Whoa. We have to give our favorite Brown ever some props. Sendejo.
Sean's not even being sarcastic right now. That's the thing.
I am being sarcastic about our favorite Brown ever, right? Like me and
I'm just telling
Matt both wanted to cut his ass like 10 weeks ago, right? Yeah. But like, Jesus, fuck that hit.
Big time hit.
That hit was terrifying.
Big time stop, big time hit. Best thing career in Cleveland.
That was an absolute stoning. Holy fuck, was that a hit? I got to give him his credit for that. I mean,
yeah.
I think that was probably the hardest Browns hit of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen any. That looked like a fucking car accident.
I will say. We got hosed by the ref. Yeah,
we got hoed a lot. We got hoed a lot
because that Myles Garrett was a strip sack, and that should have been returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, did get hoed there. And also the intentional grounding.
Even said it.
And also the intentional grounding situation on third down. I believe it was that a third down play, Matt?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Yeah, that should have been an intentional grounding call. There was nobody in the area. He was not outside the tackles, and the ball didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage either. It literally didn't fit any of the criteria for it not to be intentional grounding.
You are correct.
In order for it not to be intentional grounding, it has to pass every single one of those criteria, by the way. It passed not a single one of them. So actually, technically, it doesn't have to reach the line of scrimmage if there's a receiver in the flat area. If you throw it into the flat, it's not intentional grounding if there's a receiver there. But again, it has to meet at least two of those criteria. It has to either be in the general area of a receiver, or it has to reach the line of scrimmage, and you have to be outside the tackles. And he was not outside the tackles either.
No, he was not.
He was not. That was an intentional grounding in every possible respect of the word, and we got hoed.
Big time.
But yeah, DB's absolutely fucking putrid. Safeties absolutely fucking putrid. Linebackers putrid. I'm gonna hand out my putrid side awards. And honestly, the first one getting printed is Andrew Sendejo, but he did play well today. In that one moment.
He had a few good moments today.
He did.
So I can't give it to him this week.
I'm not gonna hammer on Sendejo today because he played well above his usual standard. Granted, that's not a high bar, but
maybe that concussion knocks his smarts back into him.
Yeah, maybe it got him back together again because he used to be a good player.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck was going on with him this year. I guess maybe he forgot. Like Cleveland ain't where you just come pick up a paycheck anymore. Like it used to be, but you have to play now. That's the kind of team we're building here. You can't just you can't pull a Dwayne Bowe and just come and then gain 30 pounds and sit on the bench and not really play. That's not really an option anymore in Cleveland. Not that Sendejo did that, right? He's always playing hard. Right. He's just playing bad.
He's just overplaying.
He
overplays a lot too.
Honestly, he's looked like the best player on like a Special Olympics team all year.
On that note, we're gonna
like he's working really hard, but he just has no fucking idea what he's doing.
On that note, I think that's a sign we gotta go.
I'm sorry, guys. That was not sensitive. My apologies. I'm issuing an apology in the same format in which I said it. That joke was in bad taste, and I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, that was a little bit too far.
It was a little risque.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, on that note,
he's been overplaying. And I'm like, let's show up that way next week, Andrew, and then let's see if we want to bring you back even cheaper.
Yeah, because he would need to be cheaper, and he would need to be a rotational player, not a starter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But on that note, guys, we've said our piece. Let's recap. Screw COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is whack.
Yeah.
Refs hold us.
Yep.
And Sendejo actually looked good today.
He did. He looked like an NFL player today.
But that's the show.
He even looked like a starter today, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He looked like somebody who could start today.
But that's the show.
Thank
you for coming on and joining us. If you joined us, if you're watching this as a replay, thank you for watching.
And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, hopefully when we're talking about the Browns' berth to the playoffs. Well, Sean, at the same time, we know this game isn't going to be flexed.
It won't be flexed. No.
So signing off.
Signing off.
That's Sean. And this was another Who Are They Dog Check postgame. Have a good one.